Welcome back to Cold Waters. Today's video is a little bit different. I was attempting to restart the campaign with some of the settings from the last session, but I was doing it at like 1:30 in the morning, and it didn't go very well. I had like 2 hours of footage, and I wasn't sure what to do with it all, and so I figured I would just cut it into something usable. So what you're about to see is me failing to start the new campaign for about 2 hours of my life. Enjoy! So last time obviously didn't go very well, but I had a good enough time that I've decided to start another campaign. Brilliant. Alright, so, a couple different things. First of all, you may notice the weapons loadout is different on the Tang. In fact, all of these, like, 50s era boats, with the exception of the Barbell, which was in service long enough that it actually did get modernized a bit, are different. We also have a couple new ships. This is Halibut, which is not very good. The Halibut is available in other campaigns. I just added it to this one with some upgraded weapons. It's not very good. This should be fine for game balance. Oh, it's a nuclear submarine. Oh, it's so fit. No, just generally the prestige costs of everything have been rebalanced a little bit. A couple other changes, like I've customized this boat a little bit. This may or may not be a sonar that actually existed. I don't know. I think that's everything, really. I've also done some playtesting with the British boats, and my conclusion is they are typically generation for generation similar or superior to the American boats, with the worst torpedoes you have ever seen. These are awful. They are so bad. The NT-37s that you may have seen I had equipped on some of the earlier American boats are low-key better than these, and the NT-37 is a modernization of a torpedo from the mid-50s, so that's fun. I've also messed around a little bit with some of these other ships. This is an awful torpedo. This thing gets the NT-37C. Oh, I've also slightly rebalanced this torpedo. This thing's kind of busted. I don't know why it has 6 wires, but it's quiet, and these are not as bad as people make them out to be. This is kind of broken, which is why I raised the prestige price on it a little bit. This is garbage. This thing sucks. I hate it. This thing sucks. Oh, I also added this. This is also an awful ship. These torpedoes are wire guided technically. It is so hard to get them to keep the wire. I just wanted an excuse to have access to a guppy. I think it's funny. I will never ever use this thing, but yeah. I might actually go with the Tang again. This thing was not bad. I played it like an idiot, but this thing was not bad. Our choices are basically the Oberon, the Dolphin, and the Cobbin, none of which we're picking, or between the Tang, the Barbell, and the Halibut. Like, this thing's a meme. Look at that thing. It's a big long tube of green. I like the Tangs. We're gonna go with the Tangs. I think they're cute. USS Trigger. I would have laughed if we got the Wahoo again. Alright. Red Banner Fleet submarines are massing for a big push into the North Atlantic. These vessels must be stopped before they have a chance to interdict Allied shipping. Transit to... Okay, so, to go over some of the changes I've made, these torpedoes are nowhere near as good as the Mark 8s. These are better than if you just download DOM mod and play. I have buffed them based on some paperwork I found online, and because they just weren't fun to play with. But this is fast enough to catch everything but an alpha. We're going to run into alphas. This is going to be a problem. Hopefully that we won't run into them until we upgrade out of this boat. I'm going to be honest. In my experience, using this ship is a story of trying to find stuff on passive, not finding stuff on passive, going active, and then shotgun spraying, because active is a good way for things to know exactly where you are. Okay, so I can't hear Jack, so one ping only. There's no vessels nearby. Huh? Maybe I didn't close distance enough. Maybe I should have gone to 20,000 yards. That's my bad. Whoop. Whoop. That's a rocket. Alright, let's not die, actually. That's gonna be a problem. The nice thing about this boat is even at full chat, I don't think they can hear me very well. Okay, so we had one guy here, one guy here. Whatever this is can fire rockets. Bro just kind of dumped that on his buddy. That kind of sucks for him to have done that. I need one of you guys to start screaming at me. I don't care. I don't think that thing's actually going to be able to get range on me. That's an alpha. That sucks. These might both be alphas, in which case I'm wasting my darn time. So hopefully this torpedoes that are coming in don't land right on top of me, because that would be really unlucky. Hello? Really? Yeah, I was worried about that. That shouldn't count. Soviet. Oh, okay, brilliant. Okay, I guess we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. That was a test run. All right, so we're gonna try the Tang again. No, we're in the lead boat this time. USS Tang. There's only like 6 of these, so we're gonna run out of Tangs eventually here. New contact. Is it a trawler? It's always a trawler. It might actually be a trawler. It is not a trawler. Hello. All right, you are not a trawler. What are you? That looks like a Victor. Victor 3 specifically. That sucks, because these are, if I recall correctly, ooh, yeah. If he deploys his tow array, he's gonna hear me. That sucks. Yeah, we need to get out of this boat as quickly as possible. Into something nuclear. I would take a skate. 100%. I would take a skate. 5 knots. Yeah, he's sniffing for me. Here's a question. Okay, so we're picking up a little bit of speed. I think that he's starting to decide that there's nothing interesting in the area. I like the Soviet campaign, because it like very gently eases you in. It's like, okay, we're gonna give you a bunch of crummy NATO boats to gently work your way up in, and like the further into the campaign you get, as opposed to, here's the best boat you will ever have to fight in the entire campaign. First mission. Like, come on, man. This is definitely the closest I'm gonna be, and distance is the name of the game with these torpedoes, so why don't I just let rip? Yeah, so I fear this is only gonna work if you send me... What do you mean, torpedo in the water? Infinite numbers of decoys between you and me. In no world should you be able to see or hear me. Get out of here. Can I knuckle at all with this? Can I have a knuckle? No knuckle? Some knuckle? A little bit of knuckle would be good. Any amount of knuckle? No knuckle. Okay. Yay. And now I can't afford a better boat. Yay. Another one? USS Trout. Alright. I need these to be Victor 2s, so I can at least have a blind spot to attack from. This is reminding me of that image where the guy is like talking with his neighbor, and his neighbor says, yeah, coyotes keep getting my cats, and so I keep adopting the cats. And the guy responds, it seems like you're just, you know, feeding cats to the local coyotes at this point. That is very much how this feels. I feel like I'm just feeding Tangs to the local Victor 2 population. Oh! It's actually a foxtrot. I can kill a foxtrot. I can eat a fox. So the foxtrot has no idea where I am. Alright, what is this foxtrot doing? Gonna run directly at the sound? Bold strategy, Cotton. The nice thing about this foxtrots as well, and something that, just as a heads up, you never get as a NATO force. Later Soviet subs have the ability to drop torpedoes on your head. These things don't. A foxtrot has to shoot me. It can't just evaporate me from, you know, 5,000 feet away with its mind like Mr. Manhattan or whatever. Holy smokes, I'm actually gonna get to kill something, I think, without getting kicked to death. So I actually don't want to be anything close to tangent to that thing, so we're just gonna pull the old one too here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would low-key laugh if this guy was being used as bait by an actual submarine back here. Because I have seen that done. I have seen that happen where you have these like wildly asymmetric wolf packs of like a tango and an akula or something like that. You go, a tango, I can kill a tango, and you fire the tango, and then from within the depths of the shadow realm emerges an akula with 900 million rocket launch torpedoes for you to cherish and enjoy. It's awesome. It's a great experience. I almost just said, let's go active, because he can't hear me, so I might as well find his friend while I'm doing so. But then I remembered that would be a really bad idea, and I would probably die. So, but this is just a foxtrot. I can probably... What's the odds that it actually has, like, a victor with it? Not that I'm, getting greedy or anything. I'm making a racket. This is actually... I am making a racket for this boat. This is literally the stock sound output of a skipjack. They're incredibly loud. This boat is actually just quite quiet. Like, I 100% in the last couple videos I did, fully got away with stuff you cannot do in other submarines because this thing is quite quiet. I mean, even earlier in the video when that Victor 3 beat me to death, right before then, I was really close. He couldn't hear me. Most other ships would not have got away with that. Okay, and there's the torpedoes, which means I now need to turn back this way. Because if I go down here, there's a non-zero chance that goes right in the spread, and it's also going to require me to go closer. After doglegging, I have somehow managed to still get torpedoes fired in my direction. This is because I am dumb. I really do enjoy that the submarines don't work together. Because S3, no doubt here is a kerfuffle going down and is essentially just spectating. Really funny. Yes. The Foxtrot's dead, but it did get Bro's friend to come out and play. I was using that. Whoa. That's not good. How did you could not have fired that more perfectly, and he wasn't even firing at me. A knuckle? Wow. Truly, I am blessed. I'm gonna let rip with that guy. And then, we're gonna go up. Can I have a knuckle for my trouble? Yeah, there we go. That's what you like to see. Can I have another knuckle? Yeah, I did actually get another knuckle. It just chose not to do anything about it. Oh, they captured me. That was fun. I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna have to do another recording. I can't put this out. But I did. Thanks for watching. Subscribe more probably later.